Hi, this is Tristan from heartratemonitor.co.uk, and this is a quick sub 10-minute review of the Polar V800 and the Polar M400. Don't normally do two watches in one video, but what I'm going to do is go through the main features of the M400 and then tell you the additional features that you'd find on the V800. The V800 is Garmin's integrated GPS sports watch heart rate monitor, similar in functionality to something like the Garmin Forerunner 920 XT or the Sunto Ambit Multisport. So this is Polar's multisport GPS heart rate monitor watch for triathletes and such, like people who do activities that extend over multiple disciplines in one session. This is the M400, which can support different sports, so you can have it in cycling mode, running mode, etc., etc. One of dozens and dozens of the sports. You can download up to 20 sports profiles, I think it's 20, into each watch, and then you configure the screens to see what you want on the screen while you're training at any one time. So that's all done on the Polar Flow website. Okay, so we're just going to we're just going to start with the Polar M400. As I say, everything I mention applies to also to the V800 as well. Cosmetically, the difference is the case. The case on the V800 is brushed stainless steel. It's a smart looking watch. Not heavy, but you can tell it's a steel case, and it's got a Gorilla Glass. The M400 has a polyurethane case, and it is a scratch resistant synthetic glass, but not a mineral glass like you'll find in the V800. Okay, bear with me, and I'm trying to do this all in one take, so there might be a few ums and stumbles, but just bear with me please. Press and hold the top right to change the display of the watch, so you can see it as you want to see it. This bit here is the activity bar. I haven't been wearing this watch today. I've been wearing the V800 as I normally do, and you'll see on this watch today, currently it's probably about 60%. There we go. So the activity bar tells me 60% complete. You set a daily target based on your whether you're an office worker, sedentary, medium active or highly active person like a gardener or something throughout the day, and the watch then guides you, alerts you every hour if you don't move, and tells you it's time to move. I found that to be a really good feature. Sitting at my desk a long time, it just makes you get up, shake your limbs, walk around the block or something, and yeah, it's good practice. You can also set the watch with your name. You can customize it, personalize it using the Polar Flow system. Analog display, large digits, and then back to that display with the activity. That's my preferred screen. Top left, backlight. Bottom left, press and hold, or sync to your Polar Flow app on your Android device or iOS, so iPhone 5, iPhone 6, etc. Okay, I'll just go through the main settings using the up and down buttons here. There's my today's activity. Obviously I've done nothing. Had I done something, it would tell me in my active time, calories I've burnt. Those calories are just basal metabolic calories from doing nothing. Obviously you burn calories just from existing. They're not active calories, and 42 steps. It will then tell you, if you want to achieve your daily target, what you need to do today. So go for a jog for 1.5 hours, 3 hours 25 minutes of walking, or 11 hours 24 of standing up. Next one down is your training diary. Louise used this watch for about a month ago, so I'll have to go back a little way to find some activity. Here's actually a run that I used a couple of weeks ago, doing a beach run here in Norfolk. There's my daily activity, 3 hours of active time, and the calories, steps and distance. And there's the actual running session there. If I go into the running session, because this was the first proper run that I'd have put on this watch, it recorded my longest run, best average pace, most calories burnt, all nice motivational functions that you will help you to increase your activity level, hopefully, and motivate you. Obviously, as well as the personal records, if you've got any for that activity, you can see your summary session, so start time, duration, distance, heart rate zones. Didn't have a heart rate strap on this one. You set your sports zones 1 to 5, sort of 55 to 65%, etc. Again, the website and the app are great, really give you good guidance to help you set those up specifically to your requirements. Calories and fat burn calories. Obviously, the lower the intensity, the more percentage of your calories come from fat, and for anaerobic high intensity, the less calories are going to come from fat burn. Pace information. Speed zones, again, totally customizable. Set them for yourself. Doesn't matter how fast or how slow you are, you set your own zones. You can see that was it was a long slog on the beach, so most of it was spent in zone 2. And altitude data. And then finally, lap data. This watch was set to auto lap, so every mile I've got a summary of the data from each mile. Okay, let's go out again. Bottom left, I'm pressing here to go out. One more time. Not going to go through all the settings right now. Fitness test, something that Polar have really made their own. Well, a long time ago, when we started selling heart rate monitors with the M51, M52, they had this particular test, which is a lying down test for 5 minutes. You just lie down, and the watch will monitor your heart rate for 5 minutes and give you a score at the end of it. I haven't done it on that one, but I have on this one several times, well, frequently actually. So if we go into fitness test on this one, it will tell me the result. Your result as an estimated VO2 score as well. Okay, so that's the fitness test. Timers, interval timer. Got 2 interval timers that can repeat one after another, and a finish time estimator. So finish time estimator is great. You want to do a 10k run, 6.21 miles. So you set the timer, set the distance, set your objective, and then when you're ready to run, you just press start. Obviously, I'm going to do that as running, and then you'll get at the top here you'll see your predicted finishing time. So if you're running a 10k, it will tell you your predicted finishing time. It's so I may be slightly misleading the way I said that. It's not like a virtual partner on a Garmin where you say you want to do 10k in 45 minutes and it paces you along. On this one, you just tell it the distance you're aiming to achieve, and it will then predict forward how long you're going to take. So if you set off running a 10k at 8-minute mile pace, it's going to tell you somewhere around 50 minutes. If you run a bit faster, it will go lower, and if you run a bit slower, it will go higher. Okay, I'm just going to delete that. You can see it's got a really clear display, very informative. Every time I'm pressing a button, it's telling me what it's doing and what it wants me to do. Okay, so that was timers, and then we go to, in timers there's also a interval timer and a finish time estimator. And then finally, favourites is you've been for a run, it's a 6-mile loop, and you can then put it into your favourites, so that every time you run it, it helps you, directs you to the start of the run, and then it gives you a breadcrumb trail on the actual graphic on the display of the actual route. So if you're not particularly familiar with it, or you want to follow somebody else's, then you can do it that way. It is a useful feature. It's similar-ish to Garmin's courses, but not exactly the same. Okay, so M400, water-resistant, obviously, uses Bluetooth for the heart rate. Can be paired with a foot pod if you want to have extend the battery life, but it does have a very credible 8 hours battery life using the GPS and the heart rate. 24 days is what Polar say it will last, just using the activity sensor and time of day. From our own use, we found sort of using it for sort of maybe 4 or 5 times a week, or an hour and a half a time. If you just charge it once a week, every Saturday I normally dump them on the charger, and it's been absolutely perfect for all activities. The M400, I see that it's aimed at pretty well anybody and everybody in the market, because it's great for newbies to exercise with the activity monitor. It's a great motivator. You can set as many sports as you want, well, up to 20. All the sports are covered on the Polar Flow website. The charging is via a USB port on the back there, just a little rubber boot. But highly recommended watch. It's an absolutely brilliant price. It's a nice tactile watch, soft quality, it's good quality, soft sort of, I don't know the actual material, siliconish. Don't know. It's got a soft strap integrated into the case. It's nice and slim. It fits well even onto a small wrist like mine. Yeah, highly recommended. We give it a good sort of 4.5 stars out of 5. That's the Polar M400. Excuse me there. Just moving over to the V800. Everything I've just said is included in that the M400 does is included in the V800. The main additional features are being a sort of a slightly higher performance watch. The V800 will support pedal power from Bluetooth from the Look Keo pedals. Hopefully they'll be adding some more support of third-party Bluetooth power pedals and power cranks in the future. So please keep your eye on Polar's website for that. Also will support Polar's cadence and speed sensors for the bike. So that's great if you want to extend the battery life. The main difference between to me, the main difference between the two is that the V800 has full multi-sport support. So if we put it into training mode, there is a sport called Triathlon, which you won't get in the M400. In Triathlon mode, if we just start the swim, go for our swim, when we finish the swim, press the bottom left once. That's the end of the swim. We're now in transition. Do the transition, get on our bike, and now we're cycling. That's the start of the cycling leg. Transition time 10 seconds. Do the bike. Bottom left as we finish the bike and go into transition. The watch is now ready for running. Do the run. Transition time 6 seconds. And then at the end of the actual event, press and hold the bottom left. And then that would then be recorded. Now that will in the actual upload, you'll be able to see obviously all the discipline data, so separate data for the bike, the swim and the run. And that's what makes this the multi-sport watch over the M400. As I say, similar more to the Garmin Forerunner 920, 910 XT and the Sunto Ambit Multi-Sport. Other things you won't find in the M400 are status. Status tells us if we're undertrained, balanced, strained or very strained. Currently, fortunately, it's telling me I'm balanced based on my overall training load that I've been achieving in my training sessions. There's my summary today. Obviously that is in the M400. Diary is the same. It's going to show me everything the same again as it did in the M400. Tests. This is where the V800 does obviously a technical performance watch. The M400 just has that, the fitness test. The V800 has an orthostatic test, which is sitting and standing heart rate variability test. The results can be seen there. So it's checking my heart rate as I'm sitting, standing and at rest. To be absolutely honest, I've used that, but I haven't fully understood it yet at this stage. That's possibly being a bit too honest, but something I need to do a bit more research on. The fitness test I'm fully aware of because that's been around for a long, long time. As I said earlier, on the M51, M52, gives you estimated VO2 max score. Jump test, again, another useful feature for people who are doing maybe plyometric strength testing, sprinters and such like tennis players. The jump test, you choose one of 3 different, well, it gets you to do all of 3 different jumping tests. So you go into a squat and then you extend up. That's the first one. Another one is a dynamic one where you go down and then jump up. And then the third one is a continuous jump test. and all that data is nicely fed back to the polar flow data for you. And then RR recording. RR recording is where the watch monitors the heart rate activity in a little bit sort of oversampling rate. It's great for measuring your RR interval if you've got that data can then be given to coaches, put into software like First Beat Technologies and such like, and it gives you different time points on the heartbeat curve which are indicative to overtraining and undertraining. So again, if you understand RR recording, then the V800 can do it without you having to be doing an exercise, so you can do it while you're sleeping or just at rest for a short period of time. Literally just go into RR recording and then start recording. So there are 3 advanced tests that you don't find in the M400. Timers, you do also just get a standalone stopwatch, which is useful, and a countdown timer. Yeah, countdown timer just as you'd expect. Everything is, as I say, with the V800 and the M8 and the M400, they're just simple to use. I really can't stress that enough. You just instantly get on with them. Never do you find yourself lost. Favourites on the other one, I didn't have any locations. I've got a couple of favourites in here. So if I had a GPS system and I chose that one, for example, excuse me, it would tell me here now how to get to the start of the event or the course, and then it would give me a breadcrumb map of the course. So I'll do another video shortly, hopefully outside, showing you how that works. Let's just close that. Excuse me. So yeah, I think pretty well that's me done on the V800 and the M400. Both great watches, highly recommended. Obviously, if you can afford it, it's in budget, then V800 is a no-brainer over the M400. Excuse me, but the M400 really is a exceptionally competitive price break, and it's a great watch. Both myself and Louise have enjoyed using both these watches for extended tests. V800 comes with its own proprietary charging clip, also for data download to your Mac or your PC. The M400 comes with a cable, but it's you might already have one of these if you've got it's quite a common USB connector, similar to that found on, is the same as that found on Sony Xperios and such like. So there we go, heartratemonitor.co.uk. Thank you very much for listening. I've probably waffled a bit as normal, but any questions on either of the devices, please just email us info@heartratemonitor.co.uk, and if you're going to buy them, then please click the links. That will be great and much appreciated. Okay, thank you very much.